So the World Cup ended a few days ago, and Spain won. It was extra time, 1-0. And a young man named Ferran Torres scored in about the 106th minute, and 70,000 people in New Jersey either lost their minds or went very quiet. And this week, every feed that you open is going to be the same 10 highlight clips on a loop. The header, the trophy, probably Messi walking off the pitch for maybe the last time. And you've probably already seen them a number of times. But I don't want to talk about any of that. I want to talk about something a little bit different, something that happened at the bars and in the quieter places around the tournament. Because for 6 weeks, America had a few million strangers walking around it. People from Morocco, Norway, Cape Verde, Argentina, wandering into gas stations and diners and watch parties in towns that they couldn't have found on a map probably a month ago. And somewhere in the middle of that, something got revealed about us that we don't usually say out loud. And it's mostly because we don't think it's a big deal, which I think is kind of the point here. But let's start with the obvious, this ranch dressing discussion. Because sometime in June, international visitors had discovered ranch dressing. And it's not a new food, it's just ranch. And it broke something loose in them. There were people filming themselves tasting it for the first time, like it was a religious event. A woman from Sweden posted, "Europe, we need ranch as soon as possible." And it went everywhere. People were trying to pack full bottles of it in their carry-ons. So many of them that TSA had to post an actual public notice. Pack your ranch dressing in your check bag. Please stop trying to chug it in the security line. Now that's pretty funny. But sit with me for a second, because underneath the joke is something that is kind of tender. Is that those people who came here for a soccer tournament and left with a suitcase full of salad dressing because a stranger handed them a bottle and said, "Here, try it. You'll see." That's not marketing. There was no slogan. It was just somebody wanting a person from somewhere else to leave with something good. And here is the other one. And this one I heard kind of secondhand from a number of different people in different cities, which tells you that this wasn't a one-off. And that is at bars and watch parties, and it doesn't matter who was on the TV, but a table of visiting fans wearing the other team's jersey, the team that just beat the home crowd's team, or the team that nobody in the room was rooting for. And somebody at the bar, not the manager, but just a guy, sends a round over. No speech, no welcome to America. It's just, hey, that was a hell of a game, and this one is on me. And the visiting fans didn't know what to do with it, because in a lot of places, that is not really how it works. You don't buy the other side a drink. But here, somehow, disappointment and hospitality sat at the same table. Nobody made it a thing. And I think that is cool, that nobody made it a thing. And then here's the part that doesn't really get in any highlight reel, which is the sheer number of ordinary people who spent their summer doing unpaid, unglamorous work so a stranger could find a bathroom. Philadelphia alone had 26,000 people sign up to volunteer for this tournament. 26,000. Miami had another 6,000 standing at airports and train stations just pointing, answering the same question probably a couple hundred times a day, watching someone's face when they finally understood the directions and being happy about it. Nobody's kind of getting a highlight reel on any of that. There's no goal, no trophy or slow motion moment, but it is just somebody in a volunteer t-shirt telling a stranger which platform for the, 300 or 400th time a day, and really meaning it. And I think that's the thing that the rest of the world kind of keeps getting wrong about us. And honestly, sometimes we do too. And that is that we think that showing up looks like a flag or a chant or a slogan. But really, I mean, those things do count. But what I watched this summer and what got kind of reported in my gut from bars and train stations is that the American version of showing up is quieter. It is, hey, are you okay? Or hey, here, try this. Or that one is on me. A stranger in a volunteer shirt who still means it when they say it over and over again. Nobody's defending anything. Nobody's trying to prove a point. People were just being decent. In the specific, unglamorous, and forgettable way, the decency actually happens. And it happens so often in so many places involving people who never post about it, that 6 weeks later, the woman in Sweden is still telling people about the dressing. But what I really want to drive home here is that American decency and American kindness is still there. And it happened in the parking lots and in the small restaurants and bars. And people were kind and they were doing something that most people won't remember. And that is the whole tournament, if you ask me. It's not the trophy or the round of drinks. But I love the American decency and the kindness. And if you want to hear more of these kinds of conversations, I talk about them every week on this channel. Come and sit with me a while, and I will see you next time. So the World Cup